Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited here.
Excited to be here. So, your first live ever today?
First live ever.
First live ever.
Yes, I know people have done this before, but it's a big thing for me. So thank you for having me on.
Of course. The first of many.
Yeah,
We'll do this a lot more.
yeah,
So,
sure.
very cool. Very cool. I know that when Cindy had me in my first live, and I was just so thankful you couldn't see my face, because I had fear and everything else written all across it, just trying to, okay, pretty soon they won't see you and it'll just be your hands. Just get
Oh,
through the first few minutes.
you
But
did not tell then.
oh,
All right.
yeah. Yeah, that's why when there was a time when Blanche was saying that her hands were shaking, and I had to laugh because I knew exactly what she was talking about. My hands weren't shaking, but I think everything else was. I was just,
Well, I might be a little shaky as well. So
that's okay. So we have our friends are coming on. Hi, Valeria. How are you?
hi, Valeria.
Letty, hello.
That's
Good to see everybody.
awesome.
So this is exciting for me because not only because it's Heidi's first live, but we have said that we've got some faces that we don't always see in our community. So it's always so fun to see, new faces. So we've seen Ying. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to see Teri yet, but Tara got married yesterday.
Yes, congratulations.
I know, Tara. I hope it was amazing.
She's so cute.
Yeah, so cute. And then today we have Heidi. So, you see Blanche and I and Sarah, so Sarah Sadahara. So it's like, okay, we've seen enough of them. Let's see some new folks. So yeah, so this will be fun.
Guys, so
Yep. Of course we have Cynthia. Cynthia, Valeria, they're always here for us. Hi,
I,
Cynthia.
yeah,
Good morning. So yeah, so you want to show us what we're gonna be doing today?
yes. Yeah, I tried to put a little picture out, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys can see it very well.
How
Uh,
pretty.
I'm calling it a fairy flower window. Uh,
That's beautiful.
thank you. And I'm going to show you. I don't know if you can see really well the base of it,
I
but
can.
I used the top of a plastic water bottle and recycled it.
No
So,
way.
yeah,
Oh, I can see that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you can see it up close, but
Wow.
unless you were looking for it, I thought that it's a nice way of kind of, what do they have us teach our kids? Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Exactly.
So
That's amazing. I love that. Oh, everybody, pretty. Cynthia, she loves that idea.
thank you.
Oh my God. Hola, Erica. Hopefully Blanche will come on so she can help us with translations. Yeah, Cynthia. I seen your pictures, but I would have never known.
That's awesome. That's what I was hoping for, that it wasn't obvious that you can take something that you might just throw out and
Yeah.
beautiful.
I mean, I won't even tell you how many bags of recycling that we took last weekend. Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. But so yeah, we have a bunch of those lying around for sure. But yeah,
Yeah.
Erica says she loves the recycling. So this is going to be neat. All
Yes.
right. Well, if you're ready, I'll take you off a screen
All right.
and let you get set up, and I'll talk to everybody.
All right.
So how is everybody's weekend? Getting ready for the week? Every time we're here, it always amazes me that it's already Sunday and got to get ready for yet another week. My kids are actually going to be only in school, I think, till Wednesday, and then they are out for summer break. So looks like she is ready. So I will put her back on and give you the full screen. So Heidi, when you're ready, we are ready.
All right. Well, so what I've done, I've tried to do a few things ahead of time to save some time, but I cut the water bottle And actually, if you squeeze it, you can get a good start. And then I kind of went up and then across. And this one was nice because it has the ridges. So I didn't even have to draw a line around it to have a straight line. So
nice. Oh, I got you. You just used the, oh, gotcha. That's cool.
Yeah. So then the next thing I did was I wanted to form a base. So I have this here, this circle. And what I did was I had once I cut the water bottle, I put it on there and I took a pencil and just drew. I tried to keep it straight so I'd have a little bit of a ridge here. And you'll see why I have that and why that's important.
Okay.
And so I need to glue that down first. So,
and this is just a regular water bottle, right?
It is.
It's asking what size it is, but it's not the bigger. It's just a regular. What is that like?
So this one was like if you went to the store, it's not the smaller one. It's like the next size up.
Okay. Okay.
The smaller one was the one I used for the sample.
Gotcha.
So this is the next one up. So it was pretty long. And, you know, of course, at the time I was like, okay, what can I do with with the other part of it?
Right.
So, you know, hopefully I
guess that would all depend on like how big you want your base too, right? Because you could actually adjust it to any size you wanted. So
yes, exactly. Yeah. And the frame, I chose the smaller one for that frame, the sample frame, because it was a smaller frame. And I wanted something a little bit bigger because the next frame I'm using is a little bit bigger. So I wanted it to be able to support. So I'm just getting here. My glue gun's just taking a few seconds to get ready, but let's see if it's ready. I wanted to just have this, I think going down around here will be the way that I want it. All right, well, it just needs a few more seconds. So in the meantime, I'm just going to let you know I'm going to be also using some pearls. So I had to cut a whole bunch out. You'll see what I'm going to be using these guys for. And I had to pick out some of the bigger ones, which I'm going to be putting around the base. Okay, let me see. I think this is ready now.
Okay.
Here we go.
And Ying is here. She says hello.
Hi, Ying. Of course, this thing is just heating up. It didn't have its coffee this morning, so maybe that's what the problem is.
Of course. And it's live, so it's got to, you know, it's got to challenge you because it's live and it knows you want it to work.
Right? I know. I don't know. Time to wake up. Well, we'll see. So, do you have any plans for Memorial Day weekend, Teri?
I do not. Yeah. When you were getting ready, I was telling everybody the kids are actually going to be done with school this week. My oldest only has 3 days, and then the youngest, who is in university, has, I guess, the first 2 days of the week. But for the most part, it's just half week for everybody, and then summer break. So,
you know, having kids, it's nice. You get a little bit of a summer break, but don't you miss having summer break yourself?
Yes, absolutely. I don't even remember what that is anymore.
Right? I know.
Hi, Carla. Carla's here. Yeah.
Hi, Carla. All right. It's slowly warming up. The light is on, so I know that it's plugged in. That was my other thought, was did I plug it in?
No, you're fine. Don't rush. So what do you have? What is that, a stencil that you're putting on the acetate?
No, I am going to be tracing the frame just to have it be the size of the frame. We'll have to do a little bit of trimming after. Oh, I see what you're saying. The stencil. Yeah. Yes, it is a stencil. Yes, it's very
pretty.
Yeah, it's one of the ones from Stamperia.
Okay.
And I'll show you that once we get to that. And maybe what I'll do is, while this is warming up, maybe we'll go to that tracing just so we can get that part done.
Okay.
But let me get my frame here. All right. Can you see that right there?
I can. That's beautiful.
So that is one of the ones from the gray board of Stamperia.
Wow.
And here's my acetate. You can kind of see the reflection a little bit. And I'm going to
Good morning, Monica.
Down and make sure that the size is right for me to trace around it.
I love that frame. That's beautiful.
Isn't that pretty? I love the flourishes. It just gives me a very like romantic feeling, fancy, you know? So here I have this, I just press it down flat and I'm going to trace around it with a Sharpie so I can see it after I'm done and it won't smudge off.
Okay. Cynthia and Monica are going to be going to Dallas together.
Oh my goodness. I am so jealous.
I know. So Cynthia's saying, hey there, travel buddy. Monica came in.
Oh, that will be so much fun. I wish I could go, but I'm actually really excited because I'm going to be going to the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo in 2 weekends, the one that's in Orlando. And I'm going to be able to see Cindy. So, all right. So can you see my outline there?
I can.
Awesome. So I'm just going to cut around that. And then by then, my glue gun better be warmed up if it knows what's good for it.
Exactly, right?
Otherwise,
that's neat. There's going to be 3 of them going together, it looks like. So Priscilla, who's usually here with us, is going to be going. And that's the way to do it, right? For if you can get together with, you know, a couple people, because really you don't need a whole room for yourself, because I mean, who's going to really be staying in the room when you have all of this fun going on? Because I see the classes are going to be going like into the night too. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the schedule, Heidi, but I think there's a couple of classes at 10:30 and 11 o'clock.
Yes.
And then they start first thing in the morning. So
yeah, you were going to be busy. You were basically going to go to your room and crash. And then start again the next day.
Splash some water on your face.
Right.
Go.
I know the lineup looks amazing, and I keep seeing like the pictures of the workshops that they're having and the projects. I hope that they have some place that they're going to be able to post what everybody has done. You know, I'd love to see.
That would be so neat.
So
that would be so neat if they can get everybody in the class to take a picture, you know, all the finished projects. That would be so cool.
I know. Kind of reminds me, have you ever done that, like painting with a twist?
No, painting with a twist.
They probably have different names for it in different places. But you go for an evening with your friends to their workshop, and they lead you through an acrylic painting project. And then at the end of the night, or a day, it doesn't have to be nighttime. They'll take a picture of everybody's project, and
so cool.
It is so cool. All right, so I may have to do a little bit of trimming, but it gives me a nice base to start from there.
Okay.
So I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to test the glue gun now. All right, we're in business. Woohoo!
See, it was like, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, now I've heard of it. Yeah, Cynthia says paint and sip.
Oh, yes, exactly. They're different. I know they're different names for it.
Yes, but now, okay, exactly. I've heard of the paint and sip. Oh, hi, Sylvia. Sylvia's from Portugal. She's here.
Oh, hi, Sylvia. It's amazing. I'm so excited that there are people from all over the world that are tuning in. That's so cool.
Yes. Oh, looks like Valeria's done painting with the twist. She said it's fun.
It is so fun.
Now,
I don't know about you guys, but I think it's because I want it to be just as good as the person who's teaching me that I am so slow and trying to like do exactly what they're doing. And it never comes out. It always looks, I think, decent at the end. but I'm the last one. And they're like, okay, is everybody ready to go on to the next step? I'm like, no, not yet. So, all right. So now I have a nice base. Are you guys able to see that there?
Got it.
All right. So the next fun part is I'm going to be taking my pearls right here, and I'm going to start gluing them around the base. And, not only is that going to give it more dimension on the base, but it also will give it something else to stick to hold that bottom down.
Gotcha. So that's why you left the little lip.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to do like a nice amount, and you'll see I have.
Oh my goodness. Please don't burn your finger.
No, you know what? They're pretty numb at this point.
Oh, as soon as I seen you go in, I'm like, oh Lord.
Yeah,
I
know.
Don't.
If they would make special gloves for
Heidi, this, they make silicone rubber tips.
No, but here's the thing: is that it just does not I don't have enough. I don't know, fine motor skills to use that with the gloves on. That's my problem.
No, they're not gloves. They're like, you remember back in the day, when you would put the little rubber fingers on to like sort paper.
Oh yeah.
Okay. They're like that. They're just little fingertips, but they're silicone and they're made just for hot glue.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Where have I been?
I don't know.
I'm going to have to look
But you're
for
doing
that.
this, making me nervous, and I'm going to send some to you if you don't get some.
I will. I promise. As soon as we're done, I am going to look for that. But honestly, I don't know. I've kind of gotten used to it, so it really doesn't bother me.
At first, I thought you had like maybe tweezers or something in your hand because I seen like the stand of the glue gun.
Yes.
The little feet there.
Yeah.
And then you put it down and went down with your fingers. So.
Yes, I guess I'm just one of those crazy ladies. I don't know. I didn't know that they made that, and
Yeah.
This
Blanche
is just the way that I started.
Hello.
Hello, Blanche. All right.
But I guess these aren't. I mean, I see a couple of them are small, but these aren't that tiny that you're gonna touch too much of the glue. But
no, yeah, definitely not. I mean, if I get a little corner of it, it's really
not too bad.
Not too bad. So, but yeah, so just working my way around here. And the other thing I'm trying to do is these pearls have the holes in them, like if you were going to bead them.
Right, so gotcha.
I'm trying as best as I can
to hide the bead.
Hide the holes. Yeah.
Hide the hole, I mean. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's see if I can.
Am I holding it okay in the
Oh yeah, you're
camera?
Perfect.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're pulling back a little towards you. There you go. But with you working with that hot glue, I'm not being fussy about it.
Okay. Well, I can bring it over a little bit more here. So
you're good.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah. And it doesn't matter what color, because I'm going to be covering it with gesso.
Gotcha. So can you guys see my fingers? Heidi can't see me, but these are the little silicone glue the silicone fingers I was telling you about. So when Heidi watches the video later, she can see what I was talking about.
I am so excited. I'm so glad you said that, because I honestly have had no idea. I feel like I've seen something that's a glove, and I'm like,
and I know what you're talking about. I don't know about, I can't do the glove thing either. Even when I'm pouring resin, I know that's bad, but even when I'm pouring resin, I don't like to put the gloves on because I can't, like you said, you can't feel, no sound. Wait a minute.
Me?
Can you guys hear us? I can hear Heidi. Can you guys hear us? Valeria says no sound. You can keep going, Heidi, and I'll fix it because I can hear you. Can somebody tell us if they can hear us, please? Oh, she muted. Valeria muted herself. It's not us, Heidi.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay.
No, Valeria said there was no sound, but she muted herself. So she thought.
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute. I can hear Heidi. What's happening?
I was trying to figure out what was going on. Okay.
Yeah, no.
I'm actually taking a very quick but important break to put my hair up in a ponytail because I can't work when it's hanging down, you know? And God forbid I get it in the hot glue, because then that would be a real mess.
Oh, my Lord.
With me being in Florida, you'd have like the headline, Florida woman.
Oh, please. Please, no.
All right. Making my way around. I am almost there. All right. You guys still there, Teri?
We are still here.
Okay. It was quiet for a second, and I was afraid that maybe on my end this time it dropped out, but...
Cynthia, you can't see Valeria's comments because Valeria is on Facebook. So if you want to go over to Facebook to interact with Valeria or who's on, but I can see both comments on YouTube and Facebook. But yeah, if you're on Facebook, you only see Facebook comments. If you're on YouTube, you only see YouTube comments. So that's why you can't see Valeria.
All right, there we go. Doesn't that look
nice? Quick and easy.
Quick and easy. Yep, definitely doable.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the next step is I want to also create a little ridge around the top here to make just kind of complement and make it look pretty. So I've cut out this. Again, what I did is I took the top off and I put it on the paper and traced around it. And then cut it out that way and gave myself a circle, because what I'd like to do.
I must say you cut nice circles.
Oh, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect again because it's going to be hidden by some pearls.
Gotcha.
So now I'm just trying to get the lid to go back on nicely, and it's not catching the threading there we go. Okay. So I'm making just a little thing. It reminds me, have you ever seen those for candles? Like when they have the little cups that you put the candles on, if you're just holding a candlestick, like if maybe you're caroling.
Okay, gotcha.
And it catches the wax. That's kind of what it reminds me of. So I'm going to just do a little bit around here, just to hold it in place. And then I'm going to work it around from there. And again, if I have a little bit extra, it's okay, because I'm going to set those pearls, the smaller pearls, on top.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to secure it over on this side.
So Sylvia says that she came in a little late. She's wondering what the project is going to be.
Okay. Do you want me to show another?
Sure.
I will show it. It looks different from like holding it up underneath this camera, but let me show. Okay.
Sylvia, Heidi's using a recycled bottle, just the top of it. Look how beautiful that is.
So right now I'm working on this part here, the bottom part, and I'm doing this part, the little beading up top there with the pearls.
Okay.
So, okay, I'm going to put that down and bring this back. And here are these guys here. And same thing, just going to work our way around the top.
I was just going to say, perfect. Right there is perfect.
Okay, good. Yes, please.
I do the same thing. I have to tell myself, when you're crafting in your lap, you know you're not on screen.
Right. I know. I keep catching myself. And these are a little bit harder, at least for me, because they're a little bit smaller. They're not tiny. I think if I were to work with something super tiny, I would maybe think about putting it on some kind of a string to hold them all in place, and then
and then just wrap them around.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I didn't have, I mean, I have little ones like that, but I don't have this size like that.
Right.
So, but
Sylvia says it is so lovely.
oh, thank you so much. All right.
I mean, I can't get over the fact that it's just the bottle. When you showed it to me, it looks like it's marbled. It looks very just beautiful. You couldn't even tell. I love this idea.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm always trying to find some way to reuse something.
Yeah.
So, this one came to me. I actually my idea started with the frame because I really wanted to use the acetate to make a window frame. And then I thought, well, what am I going to do? How am I going to keep it up? I almost was thinking of making it like a sun catcher, like you could hang it on the window.
Yeah.
So if you don't really want to go through making the base, there's another idea. You could put a hook on the top and just hang it in front of a window. But there's so many different ways you could do it. And if you decide you want to try this, please post pictures so I can see what you've done, because I would love to see different versions of this.
That would be amazing. Yeah, make sure you tag Heidi and tag Miniature Luxuries, and that way we can see. And don't forget, I'll put this up there now. If you want to send your projects in and we can post them, all you have to do is email them to that email address, which is me. And we love to post pictures on the website and show everybody some more inspiration. And then I'm sure you guys all know, but just in case, this is the website.
All right, so now it's time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this with some gesso.
Okay.
And then I'm going to set it aside to dry while we tackle some of the other parts of this project.
Okay.
So get this going here. And, sometimes what I've done is I do 2 coats of this.
Okay.
But I start with a foam dabber to get a lot of the area covered.
Right.
So I'm going to start there, and it's nice, a nice thick amount. Woo! And slippery. There it goes. And the other nice thing is, if you do like using hot glue, I find that it helps everything stay a little bit better for me, but there are always those little strings that you get.
Oh,
but
yes.
With the gesso, it shows up, and I can pull those off really easily.
Oh, gotcha.
So
yeah, that's the only thing about hot glue is the webbing that I could, like spider webs.
Exactly.
That follow along with it, but yeah.
All right, so I have a lot of this, the bottle covered and some of the pearls covered. Just get a little bit underneath here, see if I can get this part done. And along the base. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out a paintbrush and get some of the little trickier areas to get into.
Okay.
So let me grab my paintbrush. And I have some, special paintbrushes that I just kind of leave for using with gesso and other mediums.
Yeah.
Because, then it's okay for them to get dirty.
Hi, Martha. Oh, from Colombia. Wow.
Hi, Martha. Or hola.
Yeah, she's saying buenos dias.
Buenos dias. All right. I'm going to have to pick this up a little bit. It's going to be a little slippery, but I'll go back and touch some of those other
I mean, there's
pieces.
sometimes you just can't avoid it, right?
Exactly. But that's okay.
Yep.
You're going to
There's sometimes where I'm like, oh, just put it down and go back to it later. I'm like, yeah, no, that doesn't work.
Nope. You're still going to get dirty later.
Yeah.
You may as well just do it.
That's exactly what and it's so funny because I always have that thought, well, just put it down and move on to the next thing. And then the next thing you know, I'm holding it, still painting it because I have patience for that. I just get it all done.
Yeah.
Wash your hands after, use a wet wipe.
Exactly.
You know how, I don't know if you do this, but I have a lot of friends that they can start like 3 or 4 projects and, stage it, well, this is doing its drying, so I'll move on to this one. And well, this one's doing this and I can't do that.
No, I am so impressed by people who can do that.
I am too. I don't have patience for that. And I don't know if it's, I have to finish even if I'm working with clay and I've got to leave it overnight to dry, I'm like, man, why do I want to do it now?
I know. It's that like instant gratification of putting the work in and then wanting to see it finished. I'm the same way. Yep. I get you, Teri. I get it.
Patty's here. Hi, Patty. And Sada's here.
Hi.
Hi, Sarah.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it was so cute because Tara messaged me and she says, after my wedding, I'd like to change my last name, but is anybody going to know it's still me? And I said, I'll make sure everybody knows it's still you.
Aw.
She's so cute.
She is so cute. Is she going on a honeymoon? Do you know?
You know what? I'm not sure. I did see this morning she posted like a little photo with her and her best friend. You can see she's got her wedding dress on, but it's just a little part of it. But I would assume she is, but I didn't ask her. I would assume, but maybe not. Because she sent me her projects early, so maybe.
Okay. Maybe, yeah. Then she can just go away. I guess we'll just have to wait for the pictures, right?
That's what I in the comments yesterday. I said, I hope we get to see at least a photo or 2. And she says, oh no, you're gonna see a lot more than that. So that's so neat.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that is so neat. Exciting. All right, I am almost ready to set this aside. I'm just kind of looking and making sure I've gotten all the little nooks and crannies all taken care of.
So Cynthia hopped over to Facebook so she could see both comments now. So Cynthia's on Facebook and on YouTube. She didn't want to miss out.
Awesome. More power to you, Cynthia.
There you go. Now you're in on everything.
Okay, I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to just set this aside. I can always do a little more touch up if I need to, but I'm just going to set this aside and give me 2 seconds to just clean this off my fingers, and then we'll get to the next step.
Okay. Cynthia, FOMO is real. Yeah, I hear you.
Totally is. I was actually talking with somebody the other day who says that their dog has FOMO.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Your dog?
You know what? Come to think of it. Maybe does your dog because wherever I am, he has to be.
Yes.
And I swear, I think it's probably a little bit of that too. He doesn't want to miss anything.
I guess I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, my dog.
Oh, wait a minute. You have a Shih Tzu too.
Yes.
See?
Yes.
Yeah. So
what's your dog's name, Teri?
Well, his name is Jack. We adopted Jack when he was just a couple months old. So they had named him Jack Sparrow.
Oh,
like of all things, which is everything going on right now.
Yeah, right.
But so his name is Jack. But yeah, same thing. What's yours?
My dog's named Latte, like the drink, like the coffee drink.
How cute.
And she is that color.
Okay.
So,
had I had my way, we would have named him Chewy, because we let him get a little longer, and the classic Shih Tzu underbite.
yes,
he looks just like Chewbacca. It's just, it's amazing.
That is awesome. Do you dress him up for Halloween?
I just put like a little sweater on him, but I don't do like anything over his head or anything. Like, he has like a little skeleton sweater that he's worn before, or like the pumpkin sweaters. But yeah, I don't do too much with that.
Yeah, we have a few costumes. I have kids who would love to dress my dog up all the time. But my dog doesn't like having anything on her head. So
exactly.
We try to find the ones that are just, not on her head. But she's got like a bumblebee and a shark and a lot of fun things. All right. Well, I am going to be moving on now to just coloring the frame here.
Okay.
And what I'm going to be using is this the aqua color from Stencil. So I love this color because it really gives it a nice old aged look to it.
Is that the leather?
That's the leather. Yes.
Yes. That's an awesome color.
Cuero.
Yeah.
Before I realized that they had
the
other
English
languages
names
underneath, I'm like, what is cool? I couldn't even say it. So, but yes, it's the leather color.
Hola, Erica. Yes. Now, Heidi's not going to spray it. She's going to put her paintbrush in there. But I don't know if everybody knows this, but if you do use the sprayers on the aqua color, you need to rinse them immediately, because they are so sticky. The acrylic's so sticky that it'll plug up that sprayer. So
yes,
you have to make sure you got some warm water and just spray it to clean out the nozzle. Otherwise, I mean, Cindy has nozzle replacements, and obviously they've made them for a reason, because people don't clean them all the time right away. But yeah, they are awesome, beautiful colors, but that's the only thing. If you don't remember to clean that nozzle, it's gonna clog up on you.
Exactly. I like doing both ways. Just depends on how big of an area I'm using it on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And also the way that I want it to look. For this, I'm looking for a really even color. Mm-hmm. But I find like if you spray it, you get this, it can be like marbled or speckled.
Exactly.
And that has a wonderful effect as well, if that's what you're going for. So.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if I should tell you this story while you're doing this.
Oh, you can. Did you? I'm afraid now.
Yes, I did exactly what you think I'm going to say. So and I haven't done too many spills. I'm pretty proud of myself. But I did exactly what Heidi's doing. And I think maybe my son or somebody else, maybe Jack, somebody got my attention. And I pulled a little bit too soon.
Oh,
and that
no.
toppled over, and it was one of those, oh my God moments, but then you're not moving fast enough because you're in shock.
Right, the slow motion.
And I'm like telling myself, I've got voices in my head like, you need to pick the bottle up. What are you doing? And then another voice going, oh my gosh, what's happening? It's spilling everywhere. Oh yeah, it was something else.
Yes, I've had occasion where I've done that with different things. Like I've done that with my rinsing water.
Well, that could be because it's got all the colors in that, but
yeah, it wasn't. I would have to say it probably wasn't as bad as like a concentrated color like this.
Sure.
But what I totally ruined some paper that I was going to be using.
Oh no!
And once you get some patterned paper wet,
That's it.
You don't have anything else. So
no. And what was funny about my story is I had just the day before put down one of the plastic desk mats
on the floor
because when I was rolling my chair, I'm rolling on carpet, and I'm like, golly, I'm getting a workout having to, so we put one of the plastics down just the day before. Had we not done that, it would have got all over the carpet.
It was meant to be.
I don't know about that.
I am on carpet as well, and that is a fear of mine.
See? Yeah.
So I totally know. And I don't know. I don't know why we haven't.
Well,
so,
see, Patty says she's done that too. So now she puts it in a cup while she's doing this.
Oh,
which is a great idea. And
yeah.
you know, yeah. But the thing is, right, when you're in that mode of, okay, yeah, this is the next, oh yeah, this is gonna look good. You sometimes don't think properly.
Yeah. No, you're so, like, at least I get so excited about the actual creating part of it that I'm not thinking about like the clean side of things, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay. I think that's pretty good right there. So I'm going to set that aside.
Okay.
And then I am going to do the stencil on the acetate right now because
yay. Okay.
And I think actually, Teri, I did lie to you. I said I was going to use my hot gun heat tool once. It's actually going to be twice because.
Oh, that's okay. No, you're fine.
Okay. I'll let you know when I'm going to start that so I don't blast you guys.
Yeah.
With the sound of it.
That's part of the process of crafting, right? The whole drying thing. That's the I bet if all of us could say one thing we didn't want to have to wait for or do would be the drying times.
Yes, except for I don't know about you guys, but when I'm heat embossing, I am like, oh my gosh, this is magic. Like,
yes,
it's serious magic. So, all right. So let me get my stencil.
Okay.
I got this stencil here. Can you see that?
Oh, yes.
And it's part of the steampunk line from Stamperia.
Okay.
And so you have a lot of different choices on this, but because I was going with the flower theme, I was sticking with this here.
Okay.
This side. And you can use either side. So
right.
Depending on how it lines up, what I did was I would take my frame and I'd put this down so I'd see where it was going to be. And then just eyeball, okay, I'm going to have flowers down around the bottom and around the top. So how do I want this to be?
Exactly. Okay.
And this is going to be a little bit different than the sample that I have because it's a different size.
Okay.
But I really like this. I don't know if you can see this part here, but I love this like swooping thing here. So I think I'm going to try to highlight that and have that up here. So I'm going to move the frame out of the way again, put this down here, and I've got to get my medium.
Okay. Yeah, Sylvia says the stencil is so beautiful.
It's so pretty. It has a lot going on, which really makes me appreciate it.
And just like usual, when Heidi's done, we'll get the product lists and pictures and everything posted within the next couple days. So that way, if you guys want to know exact products, we'll get them to you. So.
All right. So I'm going to take some light modeling paste and put it on my work plate here.
Okay.
And I'm going to add some colors to it to make it try to match the flowers. So I have a little red pigment powder that I'm going to use. And sprinkle some in here.
Nice. Is that just like a mica or is it, or you said pigment?
It's a combination of pigment and mica together.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I am going to do a little bit of the leather colored aqua color because the red by itself, if I started mixing this,
it'll be really bright.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add just a little bit, a few drops of the brown.
Okay.
The leather color just to bring that. And then I have a black pigment as well that I'm adding. And I'm going to mix it. We'll see what it looks like. And I might have to add some more. So, we'll see how this goes.
And I like doing this too. Customizing colors and, because you guys don't need to get stuck in, oh man, I don't have this color or I got to buy that color. you get your bases and get a little black, brown, and white, and you can pretty much make whatever color you want.
Exactly. So I think that that's going to work there. I know it's a very I don't even know what color I would call that.
Yeah, I don't
Not
know.
sure. All right. So get this here. Just make sure I have it lined the way I want it.
The acetate's like static. It's going to stick to.
Stick to, exactly. Exactly. I think I'm going to keep it about here.
Okay.
All right. And then I'll just paste it down here. And adding all that color actually changed the consistency of the paste a little bit, which is okay because I'd like to have it stay a little bit.
Is it like a little bit more fluid, right? So
It is.
It makes it a lot easier to use it through the stencil.
Exactly. I like that part. And then just to kind of tie it in, I'm also going to be putting a little bit of embossing powder on top of it.
Ooh.
Just to give it a little bit of shine and tie in the brown. And it also picks up a little bit of the red and brown in the pigment that I used.
Gotcha.
So
I am so bad. Every time I see somebody pull out their embossing powders, I always tell myself, why do you not? Of course, way back when I did card making and embossing powders and die cutting. I mean, that was the main stuff that was out.
yeah, yes, totally.
But as you get into mixed media, and as I have, and even I don't make albums as much as I used to, I always forget about the embossing powder. Look how beautiful that is.
Ooh, that looks good. Now, the one thing I'm not going to do, but that I would normally do, is I would go and rinse my stencil right away because it would dry.
Exactly.
The other thing you can decide to do if you want to give it just a more distressed look is you could smudge the ends a little bit.
Right.
And I'm not going for that look right now. So
Okay.
just going to add just a little bit of embossing powder, and then I'm going to heat dry this and set it aside. So
yeah, Heidi makes a good point. You always want to, rinse your stencils. And if for some reason you can't rinse your stencils, then at least put baby wipes or something on it to keep it little, wet. So that way it doesn't stick, because my goodness.
Right.
Look at how cool that is.
So, yep. I'm just kind of dusting it a little bit. I don't want it to fully on there, but just kind of pick up a little bit of sparkle. And one more time, and then I'm going to heat dry.
Okay. Valeria says beautiful. Patty says so pretty.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So here we go. Do you want me to mute or?
I can mute you. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine though. We'll see. Yeah. So it's always so fun when you put the stencils down and you lift it off and see how beautiful it comes off. And I like how she's just done a little bit of the embossing powder on there. So it just gives it like little highlights. Now you see how she's taking away the heat because she is on acetate, so the acetate's gonna wanna curl. So that's why she'll pull the heat gun away, so that way the acetate doesn't shrink up. Right? I know, Cynthia. Never thought of embossing. Oh, wait, you've never thought of embossing on acetate? Oh, yeah, you have to try it. It's beautiful. I really like that effect, though, how she put the dark on there and how it picked up just on some of them. So yeah, you have to be careful, Sylvia, because the acetate will want to shrink. But if you notice, she'll pull it away, or she'll put her hand back there to kind of keep it in the form. But that's why she's pulling it away. It does. It really does look awesome. Beautiful.
All right.
Yeah, we were talking about, everybody was saying that, you know, they would have never thought about putting embossing powder on acetate, and then they didn't think about the heat gun on the acetate. But I was telling them how you were pulling away the heat gun so it doesn't sit on the acetate to shrink it up.
Exactly. I was trying to just get it hot enough so the embossing powder would take effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I still did get a little bit of rippling, but you know, putting
Once you
it
pull
down
it and glue it down, yeah.
Exactly. Oh, I must have missed some. I have a little bit of a smudge down there. I'm going to set this aside,
Okay.
and wipe off my station, and then we're going to get on to the flowers because that's the next part that we're going to do.
Okay.
All right. So I don't know, Teri, I feel like I saw on one of the other live streams that you have like a ton of flowers, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I used to have a ton of flowers, but the problem that I would have is that they wouldn't always match what I was working with.
Right.
So I just really started getting into making my own flowers.
Oh, fun.
And I love doing it. It's kind of one of those things now that I've done it enough. I feel like I've kind of gotten the hang of it.
Oh, neat.
So I'm going to show you. And the other thing that's really cool is this using a collection like this with the red mood from Craft O'Clock.
Okay.
Because you get these beautiful papers. This one, they have different colors. Like this is the red version, but they have, you know, the red, the blue, the browns.
Right.
But you get these different patterns and you have it on both sides.
Correct.
Right. So there's just some really cool things. I think this is the 6x6.
Yes,
one?
it is. That's a 6x6.
The 6x6. So what I'm going to show you, I've done a bunch of them, but I'm going to I've already die cut. Let me just make sure this is dry. Yeah, that's it. I've die cut these flowers here.
Okay.
Okay. And I am going to show you how I went from that to, let me see, this one. So what I normally do is I like to start with the inside bud. And so with this, I'm going to take a small one. And can you see how it has the cuts?
Yes.
This one has 6 leaves or 6 petals.
Okay.
So I turn it upside down and I kind of put a little dent or fold in the middle of each petal.
Okay. Oh, everybody's liking this.
All right. So then I take opposite sides. Okay. And I'm going to take just a little tiny dot of my glue from my glue gun, put it on the inside, and then I'm going to bring it together. And I'm just going to hold it just so it dries just a little bit. But so you can already start seeing the buds start forming there.
Yep. Hi, Martha. Martha's from Spain. She just joined us.
Hi, Martha. All right. And then I'm going to work in and just do the opposite sides. And what I do is I like to put just a little bit of glue at the base of the petal. So you
Okay.
don't see it when I fold it.
And then you still have a little bit of it like it's sprouting.
Exactly. It's like it's blooming, right?
Yeah.
And so the thing that I found is if I just kind of hold it for a couple seconds in the place where I want it to stay, the glue will dry enough that then I can move my hands and it holds its shape.
Neat.
So again,
another, what I was just saying, the die cuts. I mean, I have a bunch of the heartfelt creation die cuts, the flowers,
yes,
and
yeah,
I don't pull them out. But you know what? Like, I need more flowers though.
I know.
But so you know what, I started the same thing like you said, because I have a ton of flowers.
Yeah.
But what I started doing is, because I would want all the colors, right? And then I said, well,
Yes.
even though you get all the colors, not all the colors still match, no matter how many colors you have. So then I started saying, okay, well, I'm going to just start getting white flowers.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Because then you can dye them and make them any color you want. So that's fine. So now I have a ton of white flowers and a bunch of colored flowers. Like, what's happening? I'm getting overtaken by flowers and I don't use them enough.
Your goal is to use them, right?
Yes, it has to be at one point. I say it all the time, but you know.
All right. So now to shape the rest of the flowers, I have this styrofoam piece here.
Gotcha.
And again, I try not to always buy every single thing. I love the die cuts and how they have like all the different size petals, but you can always get the tool that has the, either foam or silicone mold that you spray it and that's great. And
all that. Yeah.
They're beautiful. But I've just found a way on my own to do it. So I have the styrofoam and the bottom of a paintbrush.
Okay.
And so I just kind of press down and go in a little circle.
Yep.
Here, and I work my way around, and then I go around in the middle, and it forms.
Perfect.
Yeah. So depending on the size, I will use a smaller or a larger paintbrush to do that.
Yeah, because they make all of these. I think I have one of these too, and then it has like the little the metal piece that you're doing that with.
Exactly.
That you can use, but the paintbrushes that's just, you don't need, like she said, you don't always need to buy. Use what you have.
Yes. I can't afford everything, but then I'm like, if I can use this and not have to take up more space.
That too, right? That's
I swear. I would love, have you watched any of those? I think it's called the Home Edit show on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix.
No, I don't think so.
It's this group of ladies that comes in and organizes spaces.
Okay. Yes.
And the only one that I've watched is the one with Reese Witherspoon.
Oh.
But it's amazing. Like they were just organizing her stuff from Legally Blonde.
Yes.
And all the stuff that she had. But I'm like, I would love it if I could just have them come in and organize my craft space.
I know. That would be amazing.
Right? So, all right. So here we go. I got all of them done. Let me set this aside. And then
Cynthia says this is genius and helpful as to not have to carry so many tools with us in Dallas.
Oh my gosh. There you go.
See?
Awesome. All right. And then I just build it up from the base here.
Okay.
And I lined them up so the petals overlap each other. Oh my goodness. Would you believe I'm actually going to have to put in another glue gun stick?
Yep.
Glue stick here.
But that glue gun's on fire now. So,
it is.
You scared it enough that it's like, yeah, no, I'm just going to work and just do what she says, because.
All right. Let me stick another one in here. All right. And finally, the bud goes in. And you'd be like, oh, great. That, that I think looks great right there. But then I'm still a little bit of a weirdo. And I want to shade my flowers. So here we go. We have this compared to this still. Do you see a little bit of a difference, right?
A lot of bit of a difference, yeah.
So this is the same exact patterned paper.
Oh, really?
Yeah, same. I wanted to show you, how I got to that.
Yeah.
I do some shading around the edges of the petals.
Okay.
And so I have just a really tiny blender brush.
Okay.
And I just go around the edges. And so if you're looking to like space things out, you could always do these flowers in steps and make a bunch of them. And you can sit and do this blending and then the next step of curling the petals while you're watching TV.
Yeah. Very therapeutic, right?
It is. I wish I could do something like knitting and watching TV. That is not my gift.
That's not mine either. My mom could do that.
Yes.
The not look and just keep go. Her hands are moving,
right?
And she's going and talking and doing whatever and not looking at what's going on. Yeah,
total gift.
Something I'd never picked up.
Nope. And I'm sure my mom was not a knitter, but my grandma was. But at the time that she was alive, I was so not interested in that.
Correct.
And now I'm kicking myself. Like, why? Why did you not?
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Sylvia said that both are beautiful. Both.
Exactly. Yeah. You can just, whatever is how you want them to look. You can really stop at any point. But I want to just show you guys the whole steps that I go through. And then, you can take whatever works for you.
Right. Sylvia likes that brush, that tiny, the pencil brush that you're using. Yeah.
I know. Amazon, baby. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. I kind of go around and I just look to see, I'm trying to get the edges that look white. And even though I know that on the back of it,
it has pattern, yeah.
But just the edges, so it's not, to me,
I'm the same way. I don't like the white edges.
Yeah.
It pulls it all together when you finish it off like that.
Yes, exactly. All right, so now it's really starting to look close, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have this other special tool. Can you see that?
Is that like a needle?
It's an embroidery needle.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And so I use this and I just use it to roll the edges of the petals.
Wow.
I have already softened it by doing the pressing down
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So it goes really easily. But it just gives it, I think, like a little more natural look to it.
So cool.
And it just, it's very, again, it's kind of therapeutic.
Yeah.
And you can go however much you want it to curl.
Right.
And you can kind of play around. Sometimes I have, depending on the way the paper lies, I have better luck using my right hand as opposed to my left hand.
Are you left-handed?
I'm not. I'm right-handed, but it just depends on how it's lying and
gotcha. I do this. Well, I'm left-handed, but sometimes, like you said, it's easier to come. I'm ambidextrous. I use both hands.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is. Some people can't switch hands though. It just doesn't work that way. Yeah, it has to be.
Well, that would be like me writing. There's no way that I could write
with
my left hand. Mm-hmm. There are other things that I feel are not as fine detail that I can get away with it. So, yeah. So
Sylvia says so many nice and wonderful tips. You're getting hearts from Valeria.
Aw, thanks, guys.
I mean, this whole project I am really loving. You're doing so many awesome things, but with just simple products and tools. You don't need all the fancy stuff that's floating around that everybody thinks they need to have because, that's the latest and greatest.
Exactly. Now I have one other flower just to show you, and I'm going to zip through this one again here. Okay. But here's the pattern. This is the same exact flower, and I just put it together. All right. Gotcha. This one is just, I feel like this is a little bit easier. I don't know why.
Well, I think too, the petals they're a little longer. They're not grouped together so closely. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And after I get the first one or two down, I start building it up, like folding it in a little bit. And then I do that before I put the next one in. I fold it in the petals, put the glue down. Yeah.
Sylvia said in seconds, the flower looks completely different.
Yep. Exactly. It happens. Now I'm getting stuck to the glue. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You see?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
As it gets smaller, I like to.
I'm wondering how you're gonna pick up these two last little itty bitties because
it depends on the surface that I'm working on. I think when I was on earlier, I had a blue mat that was really sticky, and I decided not to use it for that reason.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Because it everything sticks, and I feel like I can't get everything. But this last one is with tweezer. All right. And stick this in. We'll do a little bit of shading and rolling, and then we're ready. I have one more step before we start putting everything together.
Nice. Okay.
But I do want to hopefully keep you guys on so we can get some stuff down so you can see how it's starting to take shape.
No, everybody's loving what's happening. Like I said, it's nice and refreshing to see that it's not always something that we have to buy or want to buy or,
yes,
think you need or
it is. And, it would be great if we could just be like, okay, let's just, get it. But I love having everything matching with the color.
Right.
So, all right. And then,
honestly, when you first showed the project, I thought it was flowers. I mean, bought flowers. So I had no idea that you had, I looked at him and I thought, oh, okay, yeah, flowers. I did not even think that they were each individual, made.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm glad it came off that way. But see, now we're pretty close, right? You can see.
Yeah.
And so now you can see my plate of flowers that we're going to be using.
Wow. Love it.
All right. So, also this plate, I'm supposed to say, was made at Color Me Mine by my daughter.
Oh, she wants everybody to know.
Exactly. But she was, I want to say, I am sure it's on the bottom and I can't remember what year, but it was at least 10 years ago. But I had them stacked away and I'm like, what can I use to have it look pretty? And I pulled that out and she was so excited. She's like, oh my goodness, you're going to use that? Yes.
How cool.
All right. So now we come to a little bit more coloring here. I'm going to show you. I have these other pieces that I die cut. And then the coloring. Can you see the comparison there?
Oh, wow. Nice.
And so again, I come back and I have the aqua color here. And you have to, again, get your hands a little bit dirty. So I saved these last two. I did them just slightly different. So with this one here, I just used the green right on it here.
Okay.
Okay. And so I go through, and I actually, for my leaves, especially since they're not the pattern paper, I like to do both sides.
Oh, gotcha.
Because if they curl, then I don't want it to look silly from the back of it.
It's white, right? Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So, but I also am not, trying to get 100% equal color,
right?
Because I feel like, in nature,
it looks more natural like that, right?
Yes, exactly. So, but one of the things, even though the nozzle gets stuck, I find that this paint, the aqua color, washes off really easily from my hands.
Yes. Which is strange, right? You would think that it would dye but no, it doesn't. But the pigment, I think, with the mica and everything that gets, I think that's kind of what clogs up the stickiness, the mica, all of that is what clogs up the nozzle. But for some reason, you're right. It doesn't stick to your hands. It's not something you're gonna go around and have monster green hands after this.
Exactly. Even with a baby wipe, it comes off super easy. So again, I have my little stash right next to my workstation so I can wipe my hands easily and move on to the next step.
I know, it's funny. You think, your baby wipe days are over, but nope. I think I used probably more than I did when
oh my gosh, right?
When they were small.
Seriously, I think I did too. Okay. So for the back side, I really just try to get the tips of it. So it's
right, what might curl up and show.
Yeah. So I'm going to put this one down to dry. Now the other one, and I don't really care if it's like perfectly flat, but these two I've done slightly different. You can see the different colors there. So with this, I kind of give it a little bit of a wet wash. So I have my water, and I just put the water right down on it instead of dipping it in. And because it has the green on it, can you see it? It's kind of coming there. Nice. And then while it's wet, I then take a little bit of the brown and put that on it as well as a wet wash. Just to give it just a little bit different.
Nice.
But again, because I've used this color already, it is going to go with the rest of the project.
It is.
So I'm going to leave those be. I just want to have you guys see what I do with them. And I'm going to move them out of the way, and we're going to start assembling everything.
The fun part.
I know. Of course, this is really wet, and it's like I almost glued it down with the water.
Right. Of course.
Move them out of the way, and we'll get on. Oh my goodness. I'm a liar. I have one more thing. Sorry. So this, let me find my other one. It is right up here. Now these are these little chipboard cutouts.
Are those the scrap and ink ones, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
okay.
They come in something like this here.
Gotcha.
Right. So I embossed the acetate. I am going to add the color on here. Again, I want to try to bring everything together.
Exactly. So
I'm going to do this really quickly. I have two different embossing pads depending on what I'm doing. And I have one that is kind of scary, but if I'm going to be putting a dark embossing one on it, then I can use that, and I'm not afraid of what
you know what, that's such a good idea, because because I only have one, but yeah, mine is gone through it with some of the darker powders that I've used. So that's a good idea.
All right. That's the other thing I've knocked over is the embossing powder.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That is a sad day for me. I love embossing powder. And then that's the other thing I reuse all the time is if you ever have a paper receipt that you get from buying anything, I use those for my embossing powders to put on and put back in.
Oh, to catch your catch paper.
Exactly, because then I can use it, and if it gets dirty, I was going to, either shred it or get rid of it anyways. So yeah. All right. Very quickly, I'm going to use my heat gun and set this, and then we are good to put things together. All right.
Gotcha. So cool. I'm loving it. I love this project. I love how the recycled bottle, how she's done the flowers. It's coming together beautifully. I love to see the embossing powder change when the heat hits it. I think it's so neat. So pretty. I'm wondering, do I don't know if I have that color. Because that's black, right, Heidi, the embossing powder?
Actually, no, it's not black. It is a, shoot, let me see. Twilight bronze slate.
Wow, I love that. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I, at one point, was finally smart enough to make little...
Oh, the dots at the top.
Dots on the top.
See the colors. That's, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm also, here, watch. Here, I'm taking off the...
Yeah. See,
look how quickly that goes off. So, anyways, I just remembered too, I have to spray the base of the project so it looks that. So the other thing I do, I am going to spray, but I'll get a box to spray things in.
Gotcha. Erica says painting is what I like the most. I spend hours on it sometimes, and I even paint freckles on my face. Oh, Erica. How cute.
I end up with freckles all over me because
I do
splattering,
too.
But
I end up with freckles over everything. My phone, my keyboard, my mouse. It just, yeah.
All right. So
now the bottle, the etchings from the bottle gives it that. Look at how cool that is.
Yeah, it comes out so cool. And then if you need to, I dry it a little bit. I'm going to do that now just for the sake of time.
Right. Erica, you're so cute. I love how the bottle, whatever bottle she used, it has, those designs in it. That's neat. She'll dry it a little bit so that way she can put more color on there, and then it'll be a little bit more opaque. Wow.
And now to finish up, I'm just going to paint it.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to get into, again, the nooks and crannies. I'm going to set that aside. We'll do the frame, and then we'll glue the top on.
Okay. So I'm curious, was this a water bottle?
This was a water bottle. I want to say it was either Dasani or
Because I really like the etchings that are naturally in there. So it's so funny how it looks like you have flourishes in the bottle.
Yes, I know. And it was really what I had. I didn't go out looking for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that was a real happy
Yeah, I know.
Because
As you were spraying it and it's falling into the grooves, it really does look like, there's flourishes in it. It matches the project beautifully.
And the one thing I must say is that with this one, I totally forgot. I didn't, with the sample one, I just let it dry. I didn't.
Right.
And I got a little bit of the plastic rippling.
Oh, yeah, that's fine though.
So
we know it's always better to let things dry naturally, but when you're on the lives, we have to use heat guns, we have to use hot glue guns. I mean, just for the sake of time. Otherwise, I mean, we like spending our mornings and afternoons with you, but I don't think you want to be with us all day.
No, I'm sure. But just so you know, like if you're going to go and do this, just to be careful not to do too much, because I didn't think about that as I was doing it.
Right. Hi, Susanna. Susanna's joined us.
Hi, Susanna. The other thing, if you really wanted to get fancy, is you could roll out a piece of the clay to put over the lid if you don't want to see the ridges on the
lid. Yeah. You're out of frame.
Oh, just to give you guys some ideas of, what you could do.
Right.
And as I'm going, I can see that there's some beads that I didn't get lined up exactly the way I wanted to.
Yeah, but again, you're showing us how to get to where we need to be. So
So yeah, so there we go. That's I'm going to let that dry, but I think it's coming along really nicely. I like the way it's turning out. And let's start gluing down the other stuff.
Okay.
And finish up. And then if you guys want to, I can stay on and put it all together, or I can finish up and just put it up, a picture of it up later. So,
well, I mean, it's up to you. You can kind of start putting it together and see what's happening, how everybody feels.
Sounds good. All righty. Make sure this is dry. Bring this back here. Okay. So I'm going to get the acetate in the direction I want it to be. And then I'm going to lay this down just to make sure it's lined up the way I want it to be.
Okay.
And then this is actually where I'm going to take some of the craft glue instead of, because then it won't dry as quickly.
Right.
And I'm going to put it around, I'm definitely going to put it around the straight part here, because I know that that's going to line up.
Okay.
And also with this craft glue, it dries clear.
Yes.
So if a little bit smudges out, it's okay.
Right.
All right, get a little bit here. Okay, put this down. It's like so quiet, like I'm about to do some kind of surgery.
Everybody's just like, oh, okay, let's see what's gonna happen.
I know. And then I'll take either my tweezers or something and just kind of get some of the glue out that does smudge out.
Okay. You know, I'm going to tell you something.
Me?
On the Miniature Luxuries website, there's these silicone brushes, and they're little pointy silicone brushes.
Yeah.
It's amazing for what you're doing right now.
Oh, see, another thing that I've never heard of, silicone brushes.
Yes, and you can it's got a point on it, and let me do this again so everybody can see what I'm doing. See this little, it's this. And if you go around the edges,
yeah,
it picks it right up, and it's just like a finger. Picks it
oh
right
my
up.
gosh.
You wipe it right off on your wet wipe, go around, wet wipe. It's perfect for that.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, Valeria says she has them on her list. They are amazing. I've used them a few times in the live to pick up the glue. You might not have realized what it was, but if you watch this video, you'll see I put it on screen. They're perfect. Now on the website, it does have it. The picture is a pack of 3, but if you read the description, it's only, they're singles.
Okay.
But I have a few of them, and I use them for this part all the time, because see those little bitty areas?
Yes.
It comes to such a fine point that you put it right in there, and it picks up all the glue for you.
And I did get a little bit of a smudge up here.
Okay.
So that would have been perfect to have that. A lot of it, the areas where it's a little bit thicker, I'm either going to be trimming off,
okay,
or covering with flowers.
Right, gotcha.
So that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to start assembling everything.
Okay.
I put it down and just make sure that I like the way it's looking, and then add the glue, and we're done. So
cool.
Let's get that.
Susanna says it's beautiful. Yeah, Valeria, it's just a picture. They're not photographed. I think in Italy they do them in 3s on the silicone brushes, but it's actually, the price reflects just a single one. But the picture, it has a 3-pack. But if you actually read the description, I think Cindy's even made note that it does show a 3-pack, but it's only one. So yeah, if you get it and you're wondering, well, why am I only getting one? That's why. They're sold in singles. And she hasn't broken up the pack or anything like that. Well, we all know Cindy doesn't do that anyways, but that's how she has them, is in singles. But I just don't think they're photographed like that. Yeah, I know, Valeria, I do the same thing. I don't read all the time either. Because it's just like, the shiny things, that ooh, something shiny, I want it, yeah. So I'm guilty of it too. I don't read sometimes too.
All right, so what I've done is I'm going to get these guys down first.
Okay.
And I left 3 of them as the regular size, but 2 of them I cut down so you can still see some of the leaves, but it looks a little more spread out.
Right.
So I'm going to just start putting these down. Actually, that's this side here.
Monica said that looks really pretty.
Thank you. And I do try to, creatively get this down. So as you can see, I'm covering up some of the glue
exactly.
from the acetate.
I mean, what are flowers made for if not to hide things, right?
Exactly.
Valeria says it's beautiful, Heidi.
Thank you. I would love for you guys to try doing your own window frames, whatever, like with the acetate, and see how it works for you. And if you like it, if you come up with any better ideas, share that.
Now none of us will ever look at a water bottle the same. We'll hey, Heidi made this beautiful acetate frame with this water bottle. I could do that. See? So not only do we cycle, we recycle for the planet, we recycle for our crafting needs.
Yes, we can do it all, right, girls?
Yeah, don't be like me, Heidi, and forget to glue a flower or a leaf, and then you pick it up and it falls off.
And it falls off.
Wait a minute. Oh
my gosh. Yep, I have definitely done that before.
Yeah. Like, oh, yeah, guess you need a little bit of glue, don't you?
Yes. And I love, that these leaves are great because you can kind of shape them around where you want them to go
Yes.
down.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I also like that they're not solid, so you can still see through them too.
yes. Yeah. I love that skeleton.
Yes.
I love having the combination. We'll see how this goes. The only thing that I am not loving is that it covers up some of the flourish.
The flourish, yeah.
Right. And I'm like, I would love to have it just be more, see more of that, but next time.
Yeah, and it's funny how in mixed media we always cover things, right? Because of our layers. We do layers and layers, and it's like you end up, sometimes you can't even see the papers you've put down because you've layered so many other things over it. But that, Oh, yeah. Eric is saying centerpieces for weddings, baptisms, beautiful to say, and we could even place a photo in the center. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
That would be
Great
beautiful.
idea.
Uh-huh. Look at that. Wow.
Woo! Throwing things around over here.
Yeah. Had you have not showed us, I wouldn't have even realized that those weren't, like paper, like, store-bought flowers. I wouldn't have even known that you made them.
Yeah. It's really about, where do you want to spend your time, right?
Yes, exactly.
So that's really, you're the only one who can decide that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Susanna says, wow. Yep, exactly. Wow. Just beautiful.
Yeah, this is my favorite part, is when you finally start putting everything down and you're like, yes, it's coming together.
My vision was good.
Yeah. And what I try to do with the leaves is I try not to glue the leaf part down and just the stem part.
Yes.
So I can fish out some of the leaves and have them frame the flowers more.
Right.
So
it's gorgeous.
Now I'm just going to figure out, where do I want this? And so with these guys, it's kind of nice because you can really squeeze them in and just put them in
little fillers in areas.
Fillers. And so I try to get the big ones down first and then add the other guys in. So I arrange them first before I glue them down and then go from there. Let's see, maybe another one over. I tried to make more than I would need so I wouldn't be stuck at the end.
Exactly.
Maybe I'll do one of these guys over here. And a little and a little. Okay, there we go. Still there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just.
It got really quiet for a second.
Oh, sorry. I think I'm doing what everybody else is doing. Just kind of like, ooh, yeah, this is looking really good.
I just realized I should probably pick this up before I realized I stuck it to my frame here. So hold on. Let me do a little gentle easing off this bottom part. Let me glue it down. Actually, I'm going to glue it first and then I'll peel it up a little bit. And then the last little bit that I have are the smaller leaves and the embossed.
Oh, the flourishings. Yeah.
Flourishing and putting it down. And I'll show you how I stuck it down. That might be the last part. I'll show you and then maybe put it together separately.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you guys can get on with your day, but still see what I did and come back and see the finished product.
Okay. Martha says, OMG, it's really beautiful. Very elegant.
Thank you. And you can go crazy with these flowers,
Right.
honestly. I think I'm going to do this one up here.
Oh, yeah, that looks good.
Have it kind of balanced out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do the flourishing. And what I do is I normally just cut it so I can use more of it. And it's just a little touch. And I think last time what I did was I actually put them down before I put the flowers down. So, whoops. But I think we can get creative in here and get a little bit.
There you go.
In here. A little bit here. And then for this one, what I do is I don't do the hot glue for this because it's a little, it dries
it's kind of overkill. Yeah. So all you'll see is that big old clump of glue.
Exactly. So I will do the
craft glue.
The craft glue to just slide it in there and then it will dry.
Erica said, great ideas for multiple uses, great educational class composition.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to put these guys in and then we'll go over what I did to secure it to the base. Okay. And then I'm going to sign off at that point, but I'll show you, I'll finish it and then post the picture later today.
Perfect.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is find that perfect spot to kind of
stick them in.
In there.
And I mean, so the paper that you chose was the red Craftal clock. So you can use different colors now, different color paper, and have so many different versions of this. Heidi showed us the basics of what to do. So, the pigment she used was to match her flowers. So, I mean, you can go any way you want to with this. I mean, if your home is like mine has like that blue silver kind of color. So,
exactly.
Mix it up. Color. Yeah. Look at that.
And what I've done here is so I don't have to fool around too much, I've cut the bottom off.
Yes.
And I put a little bit of glue on either side so it will stick above and below.
Right.
And then slide them in just to find the right place for a little touch.
Gorgeous.
And I'm using the smaller ones up top as well, just to have it with the smaller flowers and not be as big as the bottom, which is more of the focus.
Right.
So I'll put the bigger one with the bigger flower here.
Okay.
All right, so fingers crossed. I'm going to peel this up off the base here. Craft glue is no joke, y'all.
I'm telling you.
Oh, look at this one even stuck down here. Oh, there we go. I'll have to
glue that on there.
Yeah. All right. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to be trimming the acetate before I put it down. I'll
cleaning
do that
it
part
up.
later, cleaning it up. Now, my secret for getting this to stay on here, I don't know if it's close enough.
Yes.
Is I'm going to build up the base on the water bottle.
Okay.
Using some buttons. So I get my hot glue gun again, and I'm going to take a number of buttons. I don't know. Again, this is back from the scrapbook days where you used. I mean, check this out. Want to see this? I don't know if you guys will think I'm crazy or not, but I have like containers.
No, you know what? I have 3, like the plastic drawers that like the guys put their tool, the screws. I have 3 drawers full of buttons.
Oh,
those small, medium, large.
Oh, they were the bee's knees when I was starting scrapbooking.
The wooden buttons, the painted buttons, the plastic buttons, and then the buttons that you get from the clothing. You just there's a button. Okay, throw it in the button mix.
Right. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yep, exactly. So I stack them with some hot glue in between.
Okay. And
make a little base.
Okay.
Again, those little things that you're telling me about would be very helpful right about now. But I make the base, and you just have to see based on how big your frame is, how many buttons you need. And then I am going to glue this on the top of the water bottle.
So Sarah is saying that it would be an adorable decor for the door just without putting it on the base. And I was thinking the same thing too, Sarah.
You could just
like that would be beautiful.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then Valeria says she has lots of buttons too.
Oh my gosh, right? So then I'm going to glue the top, put this down. And then I get a bigger button, again, based on the size of your frame. And I'm going to use that as what it's going to rest up against. And if you need something else to hold the shape of the frame, because that's what I was afraid of happening. Let me just get this to stick here.
Okay.
I use skewers. And what I did with this one, I'm going to turn it around so you guys can see it actually.
Yeah, the back of the
back of it. I'll show you. And I'll also tell you something else here. So here's the front of it, right?
Right.
Here is the back. Here are my buttons.
There you go.
And this provides just a little bit of a framework to hold the frame.
Okay.
The round part.
Yeah.
And if you are like, well, I'd like to have people look on either side, then I would do 2 things. I would double the flowers and leaves and just after you glue it down, put more, flowers over here. So you would cover it and you wouldn't see.
Right.
Yeah. And you could buy 2 of these and just glue them back to back.
Back to back. Yes.
So you wouldn't see that. And
perfect.
So that's
perfect.
That's it. Yeah.
All right.
So that's all I have for you guys for today.
Okay. Do you want to, I'll let you switch your camera?
That sounds great. I'll switch it over.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. I am very excited for this project. So, and I'll wait till she gets on here. Here she is. There you are.
I got to figure out which way do I need to go.
You're right there. You're good. Beautiful, Heidi. I mean, I am so thrilled. And, You'd never know it was your first live. You did wonderfully.
Oh, you made it so easy, Teri. Thank you so much.
No problem. But everybody is saying how beautiful it is and they love it. Gorgeous project. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, you guys
Martha
are
says
so
it's
sweet.
precious.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, look at all of this. This is amazing. So thank you so much. I am so excited. I had no idea what you were gonna make today, and you make beautiful tags. I've known you for your tags. That's how when you sent in your stuff, and then I was looking, I was like, wow, these are awesome tags. So you blew my mind today by doing this. I had no clue what you were gonna do. I thought maybe a tag because that's what I've seen.
Yeah.
But this is amazing. It was amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was the hard part, is once I had to figure out, like, what am I going to do? What can I do that you guys haven't seen before? Because there's so many great things out there already.
Yes.
And so
and you know what? That's the thing though. But, we put our spin on it, but I mean, it hardly ever do we do something that is just never been done before. I mean, it's been done every way that you can think of, but it's
so
our personal touches that make it like, oh, and again, the simplicity of what you made, the things around us that you can use is amazing. I loved every minute of it. Every minute of it.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited that you did. And
yes.
I look forward to coming back live again. This was so much fun.
Absolutely. Yep. Heidi will be back with us again next month. Next weekend we have Sarah Hara. So there's always something, again, another wonderful, great project coming. So everybody, thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Heidi, we can't wait to see what you have for us next.
Sounds good. Great.
But everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you later.
All right. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.